I'm once again playing your decks in the Historic Brawl queue.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to a sort of Historic Brawl Stars. We are going to be playing a bunch of deck submissions that were sent to me celebrating my 15k subscriber special over on YouTube. Now, if you submitted a deck, you might see this in the video or in another one of the videos we recorded. I got a lot of deck lists and I'm trying to get through all of them, so if you don't see it, it either means I couldn't import it because a lot of people sent me, unfortunately, invalid deck lists, or I just didn't get any good games in with it, or I didn't get time for it. But I'll be playing for like 8 total hours, editing it down and throwing all these games onto YouTube if I can, so hopefully you'll see yours there. So let's hop into the queue with a couple deck submissions. Sakunya Wicked has submitted an Urabrask Storm deck. The name of the deck is Never Stop Casting, and that makes sense because with Urabrask, you want to cast as many spells as you can in a turn to ping your opponent and then flip Urabrask over into the Great Work. The Great Work is pretty cool though. It deals damage, makes treasure, and then lets you recast those spells again, so you can ideally flip Urabrask immediately after he transforms back into his front side. You just kind of keep going back and forth between these, dealing damage to your opponent and burning them, because you also have just like a little bit of classic burn with things like Lightning Bolt. You also have cards that when you cast a card, draw you a card, so things like Ancestral Anger or Crash Through, a lot of things that are cantripping spells, because they're the easiest way to get Urabrask to flip over. A lot of these are also going to be removal, because you do need to, you know, stop your opponent from winning the game while you yourself try to win the game. Let's take Urabrask in for a spin. Gretchen wants to counter all my spells, all while ramping by, well, growth spiraling whenever she wants. What do we have here? We have a way to just bank extra mana. I've got some draw discard spells here, Cleansing Wildfire, lots of cantripping. I'm gonna mulligan. This hand is okay, but it doesn't quite have enough mana. This one's also a little awkward. It's got that Mox Amber, but I will keep it because it does have a bit more like removal type cards. Hopefully gets me a little bit faster. Tell me of Bamboo Groves. Uh-oh, they're ramping. The first hand was a little awkward just because we would be discarding the discard spells just to hope that we would draw the right thing. Sadly, Gretchen does not die to a Lightning Bolt. Nice, Burgie! Still same problem as before, but now we have a Burgie we can cast next turn. Oracle of Moldiah? That I can bolt, and that I will bolt. I unfortunately can't respond before they actually get mana into play offer, because they get priority. That's fine, she's dead. Burgie! I can technically cast one of these spells, but it would have to be right now. And since none of them are one-cost spells, I don't know if I actually want to do that. We could also do, like, Cathartic Pyre, just to kill one of these. We could do Blazing Crescendo, to try and find something that costs 1, but it's just going to be storming for no payoff, so I will pass a turn. I guess I could have held the Mox Amber for next turn. Acidic Slime. I'm going to take out my Mox Amber, or maybe my land. That's fair. Acidic Slime is a very versatile card. By the way, this does not appear to be Simic Flash Gretchen, which is very respectable. I'm going to use Cathartic Fire to discard up to 2 cards. I'm going to get Fast and Furious and Fateful Showdown. And that gets me a land. We have Blazing Crescendo. Probably won't get me anything too good, but I still want to find cards. Dang. She would unfortunately trade with the Acidic Slime. But I did find a land off that first pair of discards. Hi, Teferi. Someone's gonna draw cards and make big tokens. Oh, or just draw cards. Nice. A land. Pirate's Pillage, just starting that out with Change of Fortune. We have 4 mana. We can play Urabrask, which will get me 1 mana. Use Faithless Luton. This will float 2 mana now. I'm going to get rid of the Stormkiln Artist and Mountain. Stormkiln would be so cool if I could get it going. Actually, let's hit the Twinferno instead. Reckless Impulse. Perfect. I'm actually going to do the Steamkin before the Fury, even though it doesn't trigger Urabrask. Looking good. We can flip over Urabrask. Floop. Floop. And I'm going to swing with Burgie at Teferi. Boop. Love that for us. Okay, cool. Stormkin Artist, right? The reason I kept this in hand is it's just really, really nice. Because it gets you even more banked mana. Kind of like Burgie and Urabrask. But this mana actually sticks around because they're treasure tokens.
Another mystery solved.
We also get treasure off you. Something kind of wild about the Great Work, by the way, this 3rd chapter is not spells in your graveyard can be cast. It's any spell in your graveyard. So if you cast something from your hand, then you can cast it again from the graveyard on that same turn. It's really wild. They're not untapping. Create 3 treasures. A bit of a dud of a hand. I'm going to start with the Stormkiln Artist. Use up one of those treasures for Faithless Looting. Because I don't need the Great Work to flip over. Not if I can draw good stuff. Ryle's not bad. Let's remove the counters from the Steamkin. Ping, just say Stormkiln Artist for 1. Draw a card. Fist of Flames. I've drawn a couple cards. Gets trample +1/+0. Throw that onto a Hamburger. Remember, all these things I'm putting in the graveyard, I'll be able to recast next turn. Dang, so now we have an increasing Vengeance. Not that useful, but I can still get a good swing in here. And I will. Let's go for your face and your face. They're taking it. Okay, let's see if they can cut me off next turn. Yeah, Increasing Vengeance copies a spell on the stack. So you have spells on the stack. That's when it gives them an extra turn. Thankfully, no birds. What are they going to do on their extra turn? I guess Alt Ren? Love the Dominic Meyer art. Yeah, this art is very good. I'll also say, in general, I think that the Mystic Archive art is really good. It's one of my favorite of the styles. Ah, Tireless Provisioner. More mana! Have they activated Gretchen at all? She wants to party so hard.
I've got
You like the Japanese Mystic Archives? Yeah, they're pretty. Okay, Elvish Mystic. But they don't have enough mana for Acidic Slime, which would be able to destroy this. Urabrask flips over. Now, this is going to have a lot of, like, ordering. I'm not so good at that. And you know what? That's totally fine. We're going to be discarding and drawing a bunch of cards. Also just doing things like, I don't know, Lightning Bolt. Get him! I can cast every single spell in my graveyard. I'm gonna make a gigantic Stormcoat. They don't have anything with First Strike. We might just be, like, attacking with that. Here we go. Let's, Increasing Vengeance that. Oh, and then we can Increasing Vengeance it again. Just kill them off lightning. It's perfect. GG. This deck was submitted by Quantum Lasagna, and it is an Inniaz, the Gale Force deck, which means we attack with lots of little birdies. And when we attack with those little birdies, we make a trade. What we get to do is we get to say, oh, I'm attacking with these small birds. That's excellent. They're tapped. Allow me to now take one of your non-land permanents and exchange it for a bird or a similarly not so useful thing. But it's Azorius Flyers, and it's cool Azorius Flyers. Sometimes, by the way, you don't even need to make a big trade. It's just about attacking with Flyers and pumping them up so you can swing for lethal. A lot of people forget to put, like, cards with reach in their deck, and we're here to capitalize on that. Also, since we're in blue, I'm guessing we are running a couple counter spells. Yep, I see a Wash Away and Lofty Denial. We're birds. This cares about flying creatures. That makes perfect sense. We have things that protect our flyers, like Safara, and yeah, I see some good birdies in here. Some real good birdies. Let's take it into the queue. Ooh, PNLR. He cares about casting things or playing things from exile. What do I have? I have 2 mana. That's an unusual kill spell, but sure. It does kill the things. Welcoming Vampire, Paragon, Ledger Shredder, Lofty Denial. I think this is keepable. Really just like running out that Ledger Shredder turn 2 could be what we need. It can defend us in the air against nasty birdies. I'm actually gonna throw down this Mistgate pathway. The reason I'm doing this is to bluff having a counterspell for PNLR. Like, oh yeah, I totally have a Wash Away. I don't have a Wash Away. And I would rather, especially against PNLR, who's going to be casting a lot of spells, have out the Ledger Shredder than hold up the Lofty Denial this turn. Hi, PNLR! Thanks for the Knive! This is a good big birdie. I'm gonna hit the Swift Response. Against a lot of little guys, I just don't think that's going to be doing too much for me. I could go for a Welcoming Vampire. That's nice to me. I can also start throwing things into the graveyard for Sarah Paragon. Do I think I'm better at Arena or better at Paper Magic? I'm definitely better at managing things in Arena. I have a very poor working memory, which is hard when you're playing Paper Magic because they expect you to kind of remember everything that's happened. You can't just, like, see revealed cards. Discard a card. Alright, what am I dropping? Ooh, I'm gonna drop Clarion Spirit. Clarion Spirit's kind of cute because it could get me more flyers for Safara. But also I can bring it back with the Sarah Paragon. And with the land. Keep throwing things down. I like the Sunwing here. Why didn't they cast anything? I guess I could have held my Lofty Denial. Yeah, they had, oh, they didn't have more red mana. They only had white mana. Hi, Chandra. Yeah, there's a lot of things that make, like, Arena just so much nicer as a player. Of like, oh yeah, I don't have to, like, ask to see cards. That's huge. I got a Swooper? Got a Swooper Whooper? I simply don't care for counterspells. Give me Big Bird. Nice. Because we got that mana source, we can go Conjali's Sunwing. Draws me a card. Swoop and Lookout. We're going to draw and discard. Watcher of the Spheres. I think I'll actually just discard this land. And then we're going to cheat out Safara for her alternate cost here. Tapping 4 flyers. Ba-bam, ba-bing, ba-jingle, ba-dangle. Now they all have Indestructible, except for Safara, but she's a 7/7 with lifelink, so... yeah. Okay, they discarded cards from hand. I got a Lightning Helix that can not kill anything here. A Mountain, Sacred Foundry. We could steal their commander next turn, giving them, like, Swooping Lookout. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. We could also steal Chandra, giving them a Swooping Lookout. I wouldn't mind having a Chandra. That's a good card. GG! This Rivaz of the Claw deck list is from Atris of Mist. Rivaz of the Claw lets you play dragons from your graveyard and ramps to dragons. Yes, this is Rakdos Ramp, but only for dragons. It's cool. It's just Rakdos dragons. You can use Rivaz to bring them back. Works nicely with cards like Bladewing too if you need another way to bring your dragons back. There's a bit more reanimation I see right here. Haunting Voyage too. So you kill things using black cards, and then most of the big red cards are the dragons, because dragons are good. There's some dragon synergy cards in here. I see a Lathless. I see... it's not technically, like, good for dragons, but things that, like, help you ramp more in red. Sarkhan cares about the number of dragons that you have. There's some good cards in here. All right, let's take it into the queue. Hi, the first sliver. Okay, people in the chat, people in the comments, do you think this is actually a first sliver deck, or is it 5-color good stuff? Let's find out. Hi, first sliver. I think this might actually be a first sliver deck list. Imagine if it is. Thinking about Field of Ruining that World Tree. This is fine for now. 3 mana. They haven't done anything yet. I have 6 mana here. I'm gonna get out Tyrant of Care Ridges. Just good 4 damage to the face and a good 4/5 flyer. Smorkish Bowmasters. Okay, cool. I'm glad I didn't go for a Thrill of Possibility, or they would have been killing my Rivaz. Photographer Survey gets them up to 2 lands. They did, in fact, hit 2 lands there. Well, you know what I'm gonna hit? Your face. Twice. Terror of Mount Velis. Give this thing double strike. Buh. And bam. Rivaz, you're such a good lizard. Rivaz is actually a Viashino and not a dragon. Just like a lizard who's really into dragons. I get that. Here comes the first sliver. What did they cascade into? Wait, I looked away. I missed it. What did they cascade into? Well, they're not slivers, so I guess it doesn't matter. It was a growth spiral? Silly. This Yawgmoth deck was made by user-ux8tt004n. It's not... doesn't really roll off the tongue. But it's a Yawgmoth deck, which means we're going to be sacrificing our creatures to draw cards and kill things. As Sheldred, so we gain life instead of just losing life when we use that ability. And lots of little sacrificable things and other ways to sacrifice, like Priest of Forgotten Gods and Ayara. Let's roll. Ugh, I'm in deep trouble. Playing against a Rusko Clockmaker. I'm not actually in trouble, I just hate Rusko. And that's completely fair. I also have a Yawgmoth deck, and like my Yawgmoth deck, this one is also matching up against the commanders that, you know, people don't love to see just casually. I wouldn't be surprised if playing Yawgmoth, you also run into things like Kinnan, Essica, Golos. Not as often as you would run into things just like Shaldred, but you run into very high-powered commanders. Hi, Risco! You ready to rumble? You ready? No? You gonna sit here? Hi! Ah, okay, here. They're here. It just took a second. Their computer was, chugging. They said hello back! Yay! Oh, no, don't look at those. Discard the Gixian Recycler. It's fine. It definitely doesn't just come back from the graveyard. That would be silly. Be very, very, very silly. They're reading my cards. They have many choices. They have Heartless Act, Gixian Recycler, or Doomed Dissenter. Oh gosh, they are really taking their time deciding here. I feel like it's Doomed Dissenter or Heartless Act. Doomed Dissenter if you don't have a creature you plan on playing soon other than Rusco, in Heartless Act otherwise. Like, if you have a creature other than Rusco, because it's fine for Rusco to die over and over because he's a little butthead. That's right, I said it. He's a butthead. You're just holding full control mode, too. One of those players. Takes Brawl very seriously. Yes, this is a format about winning. We have a Pebble Stronghold and Doom Dissenter swinging for 1. Gixian Recycler. Recycling is important. Remember to recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. In that order. Yes. Oh, gonna turn it into a frog? Okay, that falls off when it dies. And trust me, I will kill it. Yoggies! They're cracking open their fabled passage. I'm waiting. That Rusco's gonna come out, and I'm gonna shrink him down. Hi, Rusco! Die, Rusco! I can't actually kill him right now, but maybe I will sacrifice both the zombie. Yeah, you know what? I will. I hate Rusco that much. Doom Dissenter, when it dies, gives me a zombie, so I'll just sacrifice that, too. He does kind of refund half of his commander tax, though, because he makes a midnight clock. Oh, look at this. It's a legitimate business Yawgmoth. Perfect. I could just eat that. I have the ability to do so, so I think I will. Also, the Gixian Recycler. When it dies or is put into my graveyard from my hand or library, it gets an extra copy. So I'd just be able to kind of unearth that again. I think I'd rather open the graves this turn. Just kind of setting up. Having a good time. Swinging for 1. I don't have anything else to sacrifice. So that really is just the difference between 1 and 2 damage on this turn. Paradox Engine? Ooh, daring, aren't we? Another reason why Rusco is a problem and a half. We're just a pest. Oh yeah, he's a pest. Professor Onyx. Ah, I see you holding priority in response to me casting a spell. Do you have Pact of Negation, or do you just have full control mode on? A Shelly, Cursebound Witch, and Midnight Reaper. I'm gonna go with Shelly. Just putting some stuff in my graveyard. Tasty graveyard snacks. Hi, Ruska. Welcome back. Yeah, Paradox Engine is banned in, it's banned in Commander, I think for a pretty good reason. Going to Plus. Hix's Command, Blood Artist, Orzhov Enforcer. A Thought Sneeze. Achoo! What you got in there? Ah, word. That gets them this. It can also get them their, what's it called? Aetherflux Reservoir, Wishclaw Talisman, same thing. Discovered the formula in Pact of Negation. I kind of want to just hit their counterspell to be like, yeah, no, we're both gonna play like wee binguses here. Go into combat, swinging in for 3. Love that for us. This does not actually die. It gets exiled because it was an, what's it called? Unearthed creature. Unearthed, more like fun-earthed. There's a shouldered and a springleaf drum. Professor Onyx, a threat. Shouldered, here to punish your card draw. Yeah, Paradox Engine, you're in blue and black. You want to draw some cards? Admittedly, this does not draw cards. Discover the formula, puts cards into hand by seeking. That's 7 mana. Would you like to start with a discount, or maybe you want to go whirr? I love the text legitimate business person. So I remember I was reading a statement from one of the devs, like one of the Magic game designers, not an arena dev, and they were saying apparently legitimate business person was the name of a card, but the card got scrapped in development, but they loved the name so much that they were able to put it onto this witness protection, because it's very unusual to have something that changes the name of the card. Thanks. Oh, they're gonna put it back into hand. A classic maneuver. Everybody back in my hand. Shelly, return. This is tap for more right now. No, it's 4 for 4 currently. Yep, you can use my Kebble Stronghold. Trying to decide if I need my Phyrexian Tower for anything. The answer is no. A memory lapse. Aww. And here I was, hoping to punish their card draw. I don't have a way to draw this turn. Hi, I'm Yawgmoth, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel. Oh, who is Shelly? Sheldred. Sheldred is Shelly. Shelly, Shelly Belly, Shelly Welly Smelly, Shell Bell. She got lots of terrible names. Hi, Sheldred. How you doing? She's like, please don't call me Shelly. Are legitimate business people legendary? Yes, if you have 2 creatures that both get hit by witness protection and become legitimate business people if they are both legends. Even if they are different legendary creatures underneath, one of them has to get sacrificed to the legendary rule. Because you can only have one celebrity in witness protection, otherwise it gets too suspicious. Yes. Hello. Well, what would you like to hit? They can hit Springleaf Drum, Meat Hook Massacre, or Feed the Swarm. You think there's only one legitimate business person at a time because everybody else is corrupt? I like this theory. I find it funny. It's almost midnight. I wonder if they got their free counter spell back. Guess we'll find out. Here comes Sheldred. Actually kind of tempted to just sacrifice Yawgmoth. I don't think I need to. We could hold for Castle Lochthwain. Here's a Springleaf Drum. And time for midnight. Oh, also, I'm going to attack in. He can't block. He's human. Protection from humans. You can't block. It's against the rules. They draw 7. Which conveniently means they lose 14 life. And we love that for them. A Mystic Subdual! Too late? It's already triggered! We're actually not holding up Castle Lochthwain. I just realized it kept open all of my colorless mana sources. It did not tap the stronghold before. That's 5 mana. The only things they have to untap right now are Reckoner, Bankbuster, and Rusko. We've very carefully not been killing Rusko at this point since they got the Paradox Engine out, because killing Rusko means they get more clocks. Okay, Arenicus' Vile Duplication. That will get them a clock. It will also duplicate their life gain potential. Also, he can fly now. He can fly now. He can fly now. Yeah, Rusko Clockmaker. Pain in my butt. Kashmina's Transmutation! Sure. Yawgmoth becomes Frog. They're up to 6 life. My turn. I'm actually going to be sacrificing Yawgmoth here. Move him to the command zone. Okay, we got a Dreadhorde invasion. If I kill both of these, it's the same problem I mentioned before if they get more clocks. But right now, I want to stop them from gaining life. If we go open the grave, sacrifice, then 2... Frogmoth. I'm frogging for real right now. You open the graves. Tap for mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're gonna do this. Open the graves. Can Lily drain them for death? Not this turn. I don't have that many instants or sorceries to cast. Man, I love frogs. Oh, they're swan songing. Well, I suppose I'm doing this anyway. One, two, three. Get these Riskos off this battlefield. A Pact of Negation. Okay, so they managed to draw their Pact again. And I die, because Risko's a pain in my butt. Dang. Kylar Salazar, 5711, has submitted a Tatsunari Toad Rider deck. This is a frog. Well, okay, it's a man who rides a frog. I say frog even though it's Toad Rider, because it makes a frog token. Wizards of the Coast, frogs and toads are not the same thing. We do you well to understand this. But that's alright. We care about our amphibious friends here, and creating our amphibious friends by casting enchantments. Cast an enchantment, get a frog. If you already have the frog, train your opponent for a life. And guess what? The deck has enchantments in it. It also has some things that let you fill up the graveyard. It looks like we've also got some frog themes in here. Yep, I see Grolnok and Gitrog in here, for example. So we're gonna get Poggin and Froggin. Sir Farron, the Henge Hammer, likes to hit hard and fast because it buffs up other creatures based on its power. Strong. Very strong. This comes in tapped, right? Unturn to battlefield tapped once you control 2 basic lands. Nice! I have 2 basic lands here. Mirkwood Spider. Tatsunari. An uncounterable Tatsunari. Not that you could counter it in mono green with what you had. Mirkwood Spider is going to hit me. Ow. This comes into play untapped. That gives me 4 mana. We could ramp. We could hold a counter spell, but they already played Sir Farron. I could just kill. I will simply murder the commander. And attack for 3. If they had more land, I probably would have tapped differently. Oh no, it wouldn't have mattered because I needed the double black. This can only tap for colorless unless it's for a legend. Tap, 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 tap. Eidolon of Blossoms. Retrieve for me 1 frog. Thank you. We draw a card and pass the turn. I can jump over the spider. This spider does not have reach. We are in blue, so we do some blue things. Just like a little bit of blue. Wash Away is a card that probably should not be in Historic Brawl because it's such like an easy include of like, oh yeah, it's 1 mana, stop your opponent's commander completely. No enter the battlefield, no nothing. Just a squash away. If we get another land, we could also Casualties of War next turn, which would be cruel and unusual. I don't think they liked that. I don't think they liked that we put their commander into the graveyard. I'll just put it right in the trash. Right in the trash. Well, I guess the creator of this deck should be glad that it has demoralized our first opponent into just kind of quitting the game. That's alright. During this game, I also had the honor of adding a new command to my chat. If you type !MILF in my chat, it will now bring up, man, I love frogs. My brother sent me a picture of a bumper sticker that just says, man, I love frogs on it. And I really relate to that as a bumper sticker. Unfortunately, the auto mod also was catching that and was like, this is inappropriate behavior. And I'm like, what do you mean it was inappropriate behavior? It's just frogs. Frogs that I love. Frogs that I crave. I'm going to make their monsters shrink with an itty-bitty meat hook massacre. Just to get that Mirkwood spider out of the way. Draw a card off the Eidolon of Blossoms. Not a land. It's an emergent ultimatum. Swing in. Yes, the Delighted Halfling did have to attack there. It was very important to me. My chat just got spammed with, man, I love frogs. The 0 part hits the hardest. Yeah, 0 power hits the hardest. When your opponent is roping you, you just gotta take what you got. Did we have an Amara deck? If there was an Amara deck submitted, I haven't seen it yet. But we're also going in chronological order, so it might be a little while. I actually should clarify. I thought it was chronological order, but it looks like YouTube applies a slight sorting algorithm to comments, even if I am searching by chronological order. I don't know why. I saw like a 6 hours before a 7 hours one. So, sure. Sure, YouTube. You do you. Tatsunari is facing off against Galadriel of Lothlorien. He's gonna scry me a river. I only have 2 lands here, so this is kind of risky. I'm going to mulligan. All right, so this actually has 2 lands, and they both come in tapped. But I also have Ornithopter of Paradise, which I think will be just helpful to have. Oh, look at that. Mana. I'll use this command tower to get Ornithopter of Paradise into play. Sigiled Starfish. Meet Tatsunari. Sigiled Starfish can tap to scry. Hey, beside you who endures. I will keep you on top. I have an expensive spell in my hand, so I think keeping lands is pretty good. What are my Underrealm Liches in this deck? Like, I saw that Gitrog and Grolnok were in the deck, so maybe it's just to go well with those frogs. Oh, they're scrying! Is it a land? No? Okay, reveal? Ah, it wasn't a land, but it is the One Ring. It's a pretty good card. I'm going to use Combat Research. This gets me a frog. I'm going to attack in for 4. And they're going to concede. Apparently, Tatsunari is just OP. Because people are just like, oh my god, he's going to hit me for 4 damage. I have to leave. He made a frog. Sure, whatever. Good game. Repa XGG, or maybe Repax GG, has submitted this deck. It is a Yarok the Desecrated deck. Hello, Yarok the Desecrated. How are you doing? Are you doubling Enter the Battlefield effects? You sure are, and I see a whole bunch of them. Drawing cards, making tokens, drawing more cards, putting lands into play, making mana happen, making scoot bugs happen, drawing cards again, worming, making zombies, tutoring, bouncing, all the good stuff. I also see there's an emergent ultimatum in here, but this seems like a fair emergent ultimatum. I'm looking at the monocolored targets in this deck, and they are all very regular and very normal, and Craterhoof Behemoth, which I appreciate. Press the swag button, let's go. Up against Atraxa, Praetor's Voice. This is the proliferating Atraxa that's a little less scary just because it's not as big as her big sister, Atraxa the Unifier. Grand Unifier? That sounds right. Atraxa Praetor's Voice, so still very strong, especially with Planeswalkers. So what we're going to do is we're going to hope that they play some mana rocks to ramp, and we're going to try and steal those. Also ramp ourselves using things like Topiary Stomper, and just double our effects with Yarok. Yarok good. Yarok good. Okay. I want to ramp. Ramp I shall. Topiary Stomper. I think I'll get another black source because we have 2 blue sources in hand. Leaving up 3 mana, 2 of which is blue, seems rather suspicious. Is it a counter spell? Oh, Yarok landed. What if it's a kill spell? What if it's nothing? What? It was nothing? Board wipe? Huh. Okay. Hi, Atraxa. Great. Love that. So Hostage Taker is going to come out, and I'm actually going to exile one of my own creatures as well as Atraxa. So I'm exiling the Topiary Stomper because then if they kill this Hostage Taker, or if it just gets blinked, or if we just want to cast this again, we will have more ramp. So that's just me kind of banking on my future spells. They didn't like that, so I guess we win. Emotes, Celebrant of Bounty! Emotes, Celebrant of Ramp. I can ramp too with this hand. I'll have to use this for green mana, but I can do that. Ba-bam. See? I've ramped. Llanowar Visionary? Oh, I have a Llanowar Visionary too! Amazing. Well, let's go for Choked Estuary. Ooh, that's an Arixmathy. So they have so much mana next turn. Wow. Out here, I was just like feeling really proud of myself. Like, oh, look at how much mana I have. I'm going to explore. As we play 2 lands this turn, we're going to go for this and that. And using that mana, we can play Ornithopter of Paradise. So at least I have 5 mana, but they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, potentially 8 mana this turn. Oh, maybe more if they can use this Nykthos for good or bad. Everybody ramp now. Emote cascades into Cold Steel Heart. They're removing counters from Arixmathies because they would like to have a 12-12. This person rolled you with a huge double cascade. Oh, you just played against Acromax. That's a fun name. Acromax. I like it. Very cool sounding. I really want to try to find lands rather than like get down Yarok here. That is a land. See if we can find another. Oh, they're bouncing my Ornithopter. Okay. This is a self-sacrificing land. I have triple green. Oh, that's so weird. So this deck is running the Obscure Storefront and a couple of the other self-sacrificing lands that only have 2 of the 3 colors, because there isn't one for Sultai. But, like, I guess we already have our island in play? Because this did not offer me any islands. There are no islands. Islands are fake! You think it's Acroma XXX? Oh, like they're kissing Acroma? Aww. I wish I was kissing Acroma. I love a good angel. Once this henge comes down... Oh gosh, that's Anissa. I was gonna say, they can tap their Nykthos for so much mana. Have I already played Nethroi? I did! I played Nethroi about 2 hours ago. Yeah, that's 12 more mana. Oh gosh. Invasion of Zendikar. Have they even played a land this turn? No, they haven't. I don't think I'm gonna win this one. And that's okay. This person has got the absolute steamroll. Oh, they flipped over the Vorinclex. Hi, Spooter Pooter Dooter. Hi. As I said before, this is a very fair Emergent Ultimatum. It's not enough to kill them. It's like Worm only gets rid of 2 little things here. How about, a henge? Crime. Gravy. Alright, we get our Grave Titan. We get our Mind Flayer. We steal our opponent's Cityscape Leveler. Make a couple Zomboys. Yeah, that'll shows ya. Watch them just, like, minus Nissa kill me. They have 4 for us. Honestly, just the trample from that's enough to kill me. That's part of why I stole the Cityscape Leveler. Like, oh yeah, that's trample. Minus. You don't need to Aetherflux Reservoir me. Like, you could just minus your Nissa. I only have 16 life. How much blocking power do I have? 4, 7. Okay, well that just gets rid of most of it. I have 10 blocking power. You think Crater Hoof would have been lethal? Oh, that's a shame because it wasn't. It would have been lethal for them, hitting me. Now they're just flexing. Yeah, they wanted to win the hard way. Thank you to everybody who submitted decks for this portion of my 15k sub Brawl-tacular. We've been having a great time playing all the different deck submissions, and there are more to come. I would say I'm probably like 20% through the list, but apparently people have been submitting decks while I've been playing them, so we have even more to go through, and maybe you'll even see yours. If you're wondering why your deck doesn't show up in any of the videos, it usually means I played it a bunch on stream and just could not get a good game. It was just like we got steamrolled, we never found lands, anything like that, or I couldn't import it. Because some people did weird things like manually type out their decks in a non-arena format. Guys, all you have to do is click the thing, and click export, and then Control-V, paste it into a comment, and then I can see it. Alright, so we are going to go to another video, and then I'm going to play even more of your decks. See you soon.